Hello, George. You're not familiar with Phat Foodforest. Just collecting bedding, which is our thermophilic compost that has gone static. As I was walking back through here, inspired to share another quick video. I'll show the whole wormery here in a second. I gotta close the compost, keep the dogs out of it. But this is where we get the bedding from. The wood chips all around the property, wood chips out front, combined with the chicken bedding and their waste product, and any green waste from the garden. We're constantly building compost. This time of year, we're building a lot of them. This one's sitting at 120 degrees. Kind of cool on the top and warm, but getting close to finished. That's a good stage to use as food. There's still a lot of energy left in that. It's been turned 3 times. It's just cooling. Behind it is ambient temperature. It's gone static for a few months, month and a half. That's really the bedding I'm using. This just has so many worms in it. I went ahead and grabbed a scoop or two of this as well. We've stored our old worm containers. We stored out here before we started the worm business. We've been doing this for years with the worms. Just using them in the garden for compost teas in the gardens, spreading compost. What I thought I'd show today, we finally filled the bin, our first large bin full. So I thought I'd share. We're sifting right now. Just wanted to digress and go show you berries and apples and fruit. And, so here's the bedding. We'll pause here and we'll go inside. All right, now we're in the wormery. We've got this middle section. The bins pulled out. I've got the top pulled off because they're light phobic. All the worms underneath. I'll do that a couple more times. Removing the compost. And that mostly finished compost goes in here to finish. I'll pause here and actually I'll leave you going as I pull the lid off. There might be a lot of worms in here on the surface. You have to look closely as I pull the plastic back. This is our large bin. It's like all the grow out bin. The batch bin. Yeah, they're all over the place. So this bin has a tremendous amount of worms in it. They're making short work of every bit of food that is left in these bins as I put them in here. By that I mean any leftover food that might be in those breeding bins, and more worms hatching as they go down through this. Lost my train of thought there. You can see the wood chips from the last time we do it, that compost that was in there, but as we get back in, it just all becomes broken down. There'll be some wood chips in there, some leaves. Actually covered this whole thing with leaves the other day. I was a little worried I wasn't getting enough carbon in there. As we get down in, there's not as many worms, some worms, but there's that really nice finished, beautiful compost. I'm looking at it on the microscope. I just saw a video the other day of someone else using the, Captain Matt took us to one, someone's using just cardboard. 2 things. I thought that was very interesting that you'd use just cardboard to feed them. And he said he didn't say it was comparable. He said the casting showed that everything they need in it. But I got to think that a casting like this, using all these nutrients that we use to feed the breeder worms, the compost that we use, the thermophilic compost going static, we use as a bedding, and then all that time for it to finish in here. I just think it would have to be a superior product. Excuse me. I'm going to pause here. Oh, how long was I doing that? Son of a bitch.